Each WordCamp edition has their own website, and at the beginning there is a page where you can find a submission form if you want to be a speaker. And next to it, there is usually the list of the topics that the organizers want to see on their WordCamps. This time I browsed this list and I noticed one topic which was very concerning for me. So let's check what is it. This is in Polish, but let's translate it as modern content type. The advantages of use cases of custom content types over the classic custom post types. And why it is concerning? Because I'm a WordPress developer and I thought I'm quite updated what's going on here, and I don't know what the content type is. First, what I do, I went to developer.wordpress.com, type it, and no results. Another surprise. What's going on here? So, but it must be something important because the topic appears on the WordCamp website. So let's check, let's Google it. And when I started Googling it, it looks like the custom content type, it comes from the selected plugin, Jet Engine. So it's their own naming convention for such functionality they propose. I made a quick research and I found similar plugin which do quite similar thing, but they call it advanced custom types. So it's nothing official. Let's use the name custom content types for this presentation, but it's nothing official. So what technically, what is it? So it's the Google said me that this is a modern way to define and manage structured data in WordPress. It's quite similar to the custom post type, but it's stored in the select custom tables, not in the WP post and WP post meta. Also, it has the presentation in the admin panel, the list pretty similar to the post list. So is it something new? Not really. In fact, it's more advanced and less popular way to store the data in WordPress. Developers, for example, like me, use it quite often. So I realized that last year I used it in 4 projects I developed. So it is a pretty common way, but not so popular. And I'm using it without any plugins. So CCT consists on 2 main components. One is a custom table. So we are using a custom table instead of the WP post and WP post meta. And we are using WP list table class to generate the list that we could easily manage it. You can find the links to the official. Now we are on the official documentation of the WordPress. And let's see in details custom tables. What gives us, what are the advantages? So first of all, performance scalability. We are queried directly the database. We are not using joins and post between the post and post meta because we define by our own the table, so we can define the own columns, and the resulting is much faster than using WP queries. Another advantage: clean and predictable data structure. Each field has own columns, and we can define what the type of the column is. So it's number, it's other. So it's also easy to manage, validate, migrate, import any data to this table. It's quite easy, and no more meta clutter. Another advantage is efficient indexing and filtering. So if we know that we will be filtering by this field, we can add the filter there. So it dramatically improving the search and the filtering by column. And last one is lightweight and optimized database, because we are using much less records, much less time on the server for the processor and so on. So it's much more efficient. Okay, so let's go to the WP list table now. So what it gives us? It gives us a native look and feel. So every user of WordPress know how to use the post and the pages. So it gives us out of the box the same look and feel. Also, so it's consistent. We don't have to carry about the generic HTML, CSS, everything looks exactly the same like in common post types. We have built-in stuff like pagination, sorting, bulk actions, and so on. So it's easy to define here. We have a full custom control of rendering. So on the list, we can define how the values from that tables will be displayed. So we can format it and so on. And last, it's much better performance because the WP list table get the data from our custom tables, not from the WP post and not connecting with WP post meta. So I mentioned that I implemented it 4 times for past year. We don't have enough time to discuss about all the things, so I just give you a last 2 implementation. A few months ago, I was asked to make improvement in the product, in the automatic product categories. This plugin is available on the official WordPress library with the plugins. And shortly, what this plugin do? This plugin have a possibility to set up rules which automatically assign the categories to the products on selected rules. For example, if the product has a t-shirt in the name, automatically attach it to the clothes category. Or, for example, if the product is created date is only 1 month, automatically add the tag to new. So that's how it works. And a few months ago, it was not effective because the plugin was using WP list table, but the data source, everything was kept in one single row in database, in WP options. And some of the users of this plugin started complaining because it was not effective if they started using a few hundreds of the rules. So I proposed I will make it much more performed, and I could choose between the post type or the custom. And this is a perfect example to use custom tables. Why? Because this gives us this list is needed only in the admin, so no front end, no public view. Another, we have a bulk actions, we have additional buttons on the top. It's easy to generate them and display them. We have additional buttons, we have additional action buttons, and we have also the search. So this gives us, it's a perfect place to use WP tables and WP list tables and custom tables. Another plugin, another project, so 3 months ago, I joined to Hostinger. First, I started with a smaller task, and I noticed one task is quite big and waiting for quite long to do. But I must give you some context of it. So in Hostinger, there is tutorials. It's a website when there is 1,600 articles in English. It's tutorials, for example, how to build a website, how to do something in the WordPress and stuff like that. But there is also 18 sites with the different languages of different locales. And all the construction is it's multi-site. Each language version is separate language, a separate site. So as you probably know, it's quite it's not the same site. There's no connection between them. That's right. So, like if we are on the English version of article, how to build a website, there's no connection to the translated version in another page because it's totally separated page. So there was a requirement to build some kind of connections between the articles about the same topic. So I created a custom table on the network level, not in the selected any of the site, but on the network level. And what I have here I have records, and each record is some kind of the shadow of the main post in English. And in that record, I have all relations to each other version, language version. So first post is the name in English, and all that flags you can see, it's links to the another language version. Some of them has more translation, some of them has less, but it's kept in one single row. And when I'm displaying the article in selected language, I'm just taking one record and I have all the others. So I can easily attach it to the language switcher. So if I'm on the how to build a website in English, and I will change now the language to the Polish, so I will be redirected to the jak zbudować stronę in Polish, but before I implemented, you were redirected to the home page of this. So this was the way how to connect the articles together. What else I have here? Pagination, filtering, additional actions, and so on. So it was a great also place to use it. But what about those are the projects I work in separately. But what about the plugins or stuffs in public? So most popular public, perfect example is also WooCommerce. Why? Because in 2023, they introduced high performance order storage. What exactly was it? They moved the orders from the WP post table to the separated table. What they achieved to do this? They reduced number of records, and maybe you will be surprised, but it was about 90% of number of records, because in the WordPress, when the shop is really big and the thousands, millions of the orders, then moving it makes much difference. What was important here, also the faster reporting. As you know, in the e-commerce, reporting is very important. We need to know fast, we need to prepare the report, so it was much, much faster now using a separate table. So less joins, and generally it was support for high volume of the high volume web shops. Another plugin which use exactly the same functionality, so the custom table plus WP list table, is a WP activity log. So potentially, if the website will have high traffic, it will be millions of the records. So it's good place to use it. There is a search, sort, bulk actions, and no expanding to the exposed to the front end. Okay, so I'm talking, it's okay, but what's the props? First, performers. Second, reduce server resources consumption, because the database can be smaller, less processor time usage, and clean and well-organized database structure. Because it's clean, we keep the data here about this functionality, so that's the main props. But how efficient is it really? Let's find out, let's check. I decided to measure it. So to do this, let's imagine I'm a automotive industry fan. I have a website when there is a blog, 2,000 articles about the cars and motorcycles. There is a 20,000 comments, and my user asked me to add the addresses of the electric vehicle chargers available in the public space. So I made a research. I gathered 300,000 locations over the world, and I want to import to my site, and I want it behaves pretty similar like a post type. So I want to have a listing of there. I want to have the single view, so see the details of each of these chargers. And also I want to filter by country and by location. So I will take the latitude, longitude from the corners and give me all the locations from that area. Test environment. I set up the local server on my computer to not have any influence from the network speed and so on. I installed the WordPress. I simulated 200 posts, fake posts. Let's call it article to know we have the chargers and we have the articles. And we have the 20,000 comments and CSV file with so many electro vehicle changes. So let's check 4 different cases. One before import. Let's check how fast the website is. Then use classic custom post type plus custom code. Of course, custom code to register custom post type, to use the built-in custom fields, filters to display the data on the archive and the single page. Yeah. Another, I used ACF to have less code because it gives me a register custom post type and custom fields. And last, let's use this custom tables. So let's check how the results are. So before the import, I don't have the charges yet. So my single article response is 200 milliseconds, and similar the page with the listing. Let's use custom post type. Let's import all that data as a custom post type. So first surprise for me, even it was so many posts important, there was no visual impact on the single post and single listing. But when I started measuring the single charger and single listing, it was much slower, and filtering much slower, as you can see. The database grew to 60 megabytes. Then I decided still use the custom post type, but let's use advanced custom fields to simplify the work. And another surprise, I thought it will be worse, but it's pretty similar. So it works pretty well. And last time I checked, as we can expect, the single article and single listing is the same, but look up the responses on a single charger, single listing, and filtering. It's much faster. Also, database is much less size. Why it's even faster than the custom post type? Because it not use any filters and stuff overhead from the WordPress. So that's why it's so fast. Okay, so we are here to see where we should use it. Not always. First question is, need to interact with other plugins. If we need to use other plugins and they are using some filters like for the content and stuff like that, keep custom post type. Another case when we should still keep the custom post type is, do we need to use taxonomies, archive, single comments and stuff like that? Yes, let's stick here. But when we should use custom content types, when the posts are shown only in admin, not exposed to the front end. So this is a good example to use it. And also for the high volume of the post and post meta, because it's much, much more effective if we use. But in some cases, I'm saying also, it depends. So here you can find the links on all the stuff I was working during the presentation. Thank you.